unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Ha Mashayach Yahawshi. So the sprinkling of the blood of Ha Mashayach Yahawshi, like Moses sprinkled the blood on the people and on the altar and all over the tabernacle and so forth. But the sprinkling of the blood of Ha Mashayach Yahawshi, grace unto you and peace be multiplied. You see? So it's talking to the Israelites, because the grace was only to the Israelites. The mercy was only to the Israelites. You got to prove that, right? I don't like to make statements that can't prove it. How do you prove who the grace is for? How do you prove who the mercy is for? How do you prove who the grace is for? How do you prove who the mercy is for? These are the things that you should know automatically, because certain things I went over and over and over and over again. Like the Most High speak once, say twice, but Israel receive, don't believe it not, or they'll receive it. So some things got to be repeated over and over again till you get it. This defines who the grace is for. Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. And you can write down Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. That's the long version. I'm going to do the short version. Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This is who the grace and mercy is for, without shadow of doubt. This the people saw, understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace, which is getting something you don't deserve, and mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get, is with his saints. See that? Grace and mercy is with his saints. And that he have respect unto his chosen, right? But grace and mercy, that's what we're looking for, this grace that is saying here in verse 2 of 1 Peter, the first chapter, grace unto you. It just said grace is to his saints, right? So who are the saints? Define the saints. This is how you get understanding through the precepts. Psalms 148. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start doing some tests and see where y'all are at on these vital things that you need to know before you even read the New Testament. Because it's saying things, you got to understand, especially Paul's like, look, you understand, Paul is like a professor that have 5 doctorate degrees. You don't understand what I'm saying. He's speaking to the point where you should know what he's speaking about. Because you should know what it is they speak about. Like we just read it, opened up what? The law and the prophets, that's all they had to go by. So you should know where to go to define what it is that he's saying. Peter, you know, all the rest of the books of the Bible. Who the saints? His mercy and grace is to his saints. Who the saints? Psalms 148:14. He also exalted the horn, which is the power of his people, the praise of all his saints. Here go the definition. Even of the children of Israel, who are we? A people near unto the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. You see, so the saints are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's how you define the saints. So when you see it says to the saints all throughout the New Testament, you see that a lot. When you go to Psalms 148:14, defining it, how can anybody gainsay on that? You can't gainsay on it. So let's go. It said he have respect to his chosen, right? Who is chosen? Let's find out. These are the things you should automatically know without a shadow of a doubt. So that if anybody, you know, even for your own edification, if you have to edify anyone else, you'll be able to edify them because you'll be able to prove from scripture, point blank, who was talking to. Isaiah 44:1 defines the chosen. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Can't get no clearer than that. The Israelites, whom I have chosen. Point blank. Okay. Now that we know that without a shadow of doubt, Peter is talking to the Israelites. Go back to 1 Peter's first chapter again. And you get understanding through the precepts, which means you read the scripture, then you get another scripture to define that scripture or add to that scripture to make sure that you understand it better. Now when we go back to 1 Peter 1 and 10, knowing that Peter was talking to the Israelites that are strangers, that's like an Israelite that's not known in these different lands of Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. You see, elect, which are the Israelites, according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, who's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name changed to Israel, became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. The elect, the Israelites. We just proved that. 1 Peter 1 and 10, of which salvation, that's power from authority, the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. Now we just went over that grace and mercy is to the saints. The wisdom of Solomon 4:15. Searching what? This is what the prophets did. Searching what or what manner of time the spirit of a Mashayach. You listen at this closely. What manner of time the spirit of a Mashayach, which was in them. This is a mystery that a lot of people don't really understand because they looking at, you know, a Mashayach Yahawshi just coming to the earth for the first time in the flesh when he came, you know, through Joseph and Mary. No. How the spirit of a Mashayach Yahawshi was in the prophet, which was in them. How the spirit of a Mashayach Yahawshi was in the prophets. If he didn't exist. Make that make sense. They had the spirit of Mashayach, which was in them, did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of a Mashayach Yahawshi. See? The same thing that we read so far. The spirit of Mashayach Yahawshi testified to the prophets the sufferings of a Mashayach and the glory that should follow. Kingdom that was given to him. He just waiting on the Most High to say, rise up and take it. Judge and make war. Go down there and bring forth righteousness to this earth, man. That's it. So they had the spirit of a Mashayach. Like, I don't know what people think, man. Y'all got the wrong understanding of, especially the Most High, man. Y'all, man, we did the wrong, Most High wrong. Look. Go to 1 Corinthians 2, 15 and 16. First Corinthians, the second chapter, verse 15 and 16. There's a lot of things that are misunderstood. It says, but he that is spiritual judges all things. Yet he himself is judge of no man, because when you look at this and you think spiritual, you're going to be thinking about what the scripture says before you even make note of any type of response to someone. But then those that are not spiritual are not going to be able to, you know, accept it because they're carnal. But he that is spiritual judges all things. You're going to judge all things according to what? The scriptures. Yet he himself is judge of no man, because he's going to know how to conduct himself properly with these scriptures. For who have known the mind of the Most High? Is asking the question. Which one of you out there have known the mind of the Most High, that he may instruct him? You're going to tell the Most High what to do. Which one of you? This is what mind we have. But we have the mind of a Mashayach. Hear that? But we have the mind of a Mashayach. What the prophets have? They had the spirit of a Mashayach. Right? We have the mind of a Mashayach. That's what he say. 1 Corinthians 3:23. And ye are Mashayachim. We are the Messiahs. And Mashayach is the Most High. That's why I said, no man come to the Father but by me. And there's no New Testament. When they went into the synagogue, he's saying things to the brothers, the apostles and so forth. They have no New Testament. All they have is the law and the prophets. But see, if you ain't thought about the fact that they only have the law and the prophets, and he's making statements, and whatever being said here is from what they had to go by, the law and the prophets, then you come up with some fantasy world, man, like the Christians do. You know, looking at the New Testament, they don't know the Old Testament, but they ain't no Old New Testament. It's only the law and the prophets. We just read how they went to the synagogue, opened up the what? The law and the prophets. That's all they could go by.